Michael in Roseville, Illinois. Hey, Michael, you got a drug testing horror story?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air, Michael.
Oh, no, Michael, how's it going? Thank you for listening. Actually, I recently fell on the ice at my job, and I'm a truck driver, so I do a DOT drug test every 2 years anyways, which is no biggie. The thing that was messed up, though, is when I fell, we haven't been salted because, the economy the way it is, they were trying to pinch some pennies. Well, I fell on their driveway, and I go in, I tell them, hey, I hurt my arm. They're like, okay, no problem. They send me in for a drug test.
What?
And it wasn't just a drug test. It was a drug test because on the form that they gave me that they fill out, it says pre-accident, post-accident, or random drug test. They marked the random drug test thing. And when I asked our accountant, what's up with this, they're like, yeah, this will cover everything.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is prevent paying out. No, I think they're trying to prevent having to pay out on a workman's comp claim. You were injured on the job, and you were arguably injured as a consequence of their negligence. So you have the basis for a lawsuit. And if they can demonstrate that you had drugs in your system, they can use that as a defense by saying he was high. That's why he fell. It wasn't because we didn't salt the ice. And he was high. That's why he felt. It's not because he was on the job, and therefore we don't have to pay workman's comp, or we don't have to pay a punitive damage for failing to provide a safe workplace. And
well, Tom, I just wanted to let you know I very much appreciate listening to you on the radio, and I just wanted to let that be known that there is things like that happening out there as well. And
that's amazing.
I would almost imagine that it would be extremely illegal to do something like this. But
well, it's, welcome to America with a K. I mean, this is the kind, people say, oh, why would somebody sue an employer, for, you hear about these stories of abuse. We actually had this happen to us. We owned an advertising agency in Atlanta back in the 90s. And we hired a woman and didn't do much of a background check on her, called a couple of employers, but not a big deal. And 2 weeks on the job, we had a printing press in the basement. There's big cases of paper, and she goes over and picks up this case of paper. And Louise, who was her supervisor, my wife, says, "Don't pick that up. We've got people who do that. It doesn't look like you could even physically pick that up." And so she put down the box. The next day, she doesn't come in. She's at the doctor's office, and it was a workman's comp claim. And so, Louise called up the workman's comp company and said, what's the story here? And they said, this is the third job where she has gone to work, injured herself within 3 weeks, and claimed at least a year's worth of workman comp benefits. And we would recommend that you authorize us to pay her because the lawsuit will be more expensive. So we ended up paying this workman's comp claim that was unnecessary. So you hear these stories that kind of, and this is a story that villainizes the employee, but here where you've got an employer who, if I was working there, I would be almost inclined to say, I'm going to call a lawyer and take you guys down for trying to I think, frankly, Michael, you have the basis for a lawsuit. And, not that I'm recommending that you do that, but it's like, boy, is that an insult? I've been injured, and instead of sending me to the clinic to get an x-ray on my arm, whether it's injured or not, they send me to a drug testing facility. That's nuts.
Yeah, and that was like the big punch in the face, because like I said, I get a DOT test, so I get drug tested anyways.
Right.
So it's like,
this is
what?
Yeah, they're just trying to avoid liability. That's all it is. Michael, thanks for the call.